The Indianapolis Colts are at home Week 5, welcoming in a familiar foe in the Tennessee Titans, facing a familiar back in King Henry.
Big hole off the right side, and a big run out to the 35.
Titans football isn't right unless Derrick Henry is right. He finally was right last week after a rough first 3 games. He was throwing TDs again.
Henry, jump pass, touchdown! Josh Wiley, the first of his NFL career!
But it's too easy. It's like stealing right there.
And more importantly, trucking dudes. 122 yards, 5.5 a run. His first big game of the year, he scored on one of his carries.
Speaking of explosiveness, Derrick Henry in open field. Derrick Henry's gone! Vintage King Henry for 29 yards and a touchdown.
Colts can't ignore running back Tyjae Spears either. 40 yards on 8 per run Week 4, has a fat yard per carry figure in his limited carries.
There's Spears and rookie out of Tulane with a nice maneuver as he picks up first down.
Indianapolis would love to shut those dudes down and make it all about Ryan Tannehill. Colts defense was stout versus running backs in their first 3 games, and they've held backs to 3.3 a run for the season.
And caught in the backfield for the loss. E.J. Speed able to get through, and it's 4th down.
They did give up over 100 yards to Kyron Williams last week on 4.1 a run, so nothing terrible, but also gave up 5.2 a carry to Ronnie Rivers on 9 attempts.
From the Colts 28, here's Rivers with the push.
Tennessee needs that run game to keep Indy's D on its heels. Tannehill benefits, like he did in Week 4. 240 yards, 9 yards per attempt, a rating close to 100.
That is through Hill. That's through Hubbard, Hill.
Oh my goodness.
Tannehill better lose the Jekyll and Hyde act. His odd week performances have been abysmal. Titans' passing attack is wide receiver driven. Chris Moore is their deep guy, caught a 44-yarder last week. Nick Westbrook-Akine had 50-plus yards and a touchdown.
Under pressure, good hands catch that time for a touchdown. It's Nick Westbrook-Akine.
And their top guy, wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, 60 yards Week 4, still waiting on that OMG game from him.
It's Tannehill throwing right for Hopkins, and it's right on the money inside the Cincinnati 40.
Indianapolis gave up an OMG game to LA's Puka Nacua Week 4, 160-plus yards and the game-winning touchdown in OT. They've allowed a rating over 100 to wideouts in 2023.
Stafford throws. There he is. Nacua to the end zone. Rams win!
Colts pass defense overall has allowed a rating over 95, so not a strong suit so far. Can they sack Tannehill? It would be shocking if they didn't. They have 14 sacks in 4 games, always good to be more than 3 a game. Plus 35% pressure rate is solid, especially when you're only blitzing 20% of the time.
In trouble, and is the ball out again? Did they just pick it right out of his hand? Another turnover for the Indianapolis defense, and it's Kwity Paye.
Not sure how often Tannehill spends at dispensaries, but he spends a lot of time with his face in the grass. 3, 5, 5, and 3. That's how many sacks he's taken in each game so far.
And that pocket's starting to collapse, and he did a good job of just bringing that ball to his body.
Titans offense is hoping to have guard Peter Skoronski back soon, wide receiver Traylon Burks too. Colts offense now versus Tennessee's D. Anthony Richardson returned Week 4, didn't win, wasn't perfect by any means, but Tennessee's not dealing with a cold quarterback. Richardson's legs are going to be a problem for Tennessee's defenders. 56 yards last week and a touchdown on 10 tries.
Richardson takes off. He's in. Touchdown!
Indianapolis's offense also leans on a running back. Zach Moss has to be dealt with as well. 70-plus rush yards in all 3 of his games, averaging over 4 a run for the year.
Good hole for Moss. His best run of the day by far.
And it sounds like we're going to see the debut of Mr. Jonathan Taylor this week. Not sure how much action he'll get. Titans gave up 4.8 a run to Joe Mixon. That's not good.
To give to Mixon with a hole and a burst and a good run.
However, they have played backs to 3.3 a carry overall.
But this Titans front is excellent against the run. We talked about it.
Richardson, the passer, 11 for 25 last week, 200 yards. Those aren't great, but 8 yards per attempt is good. 2 TDs, no picks, rating close to 100.
This is why they drafted him number 4 overall pick. Look at the arm strength, the athleticism, fights his way for the touchdown.
No real position or player caught his fancy either, only 11 completions. Titans pass defense he's up against was rough the first 3 weeks. Season numbers aren't good.
Cooper, wide open, touchdown,
However, they're trending up at least. Last week versus Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd held Burrow to 165 yards, just 5.5 yards per attempt, no touchdowns, low 80s rating.
Burrow floats it down the seam, incomplete. Trying to connect with Tyler Boyd.
Richardson has all kinds of dudes to try and escape from. Titans had 3 sacks week 4, pressure rate near 40 for the year, and they also don't blitz a whole lot.
And that ball got out of the hands of Burrow. Trevis Gibson came around the edge.
This is a key AFC South battle early in the season. Everyone's very much alive, just waiting for some separation. Don't wait to hit the comments section with your take. You guys provide key injury updates and things like that. These have to be put out pretty early in the week. Stream live games on mobile, NFL RedZone, NFL Network, and more on NFL Plus. Here's our panel of 10.